a microphone and say, that's preposterous. Lamar is getting treatment right now. He's working his ass off to be on that field. This is a dumb storyline. If you have a chance to say that and you don't say it, even if we might be wrong to speculate, but if you have a chance to shut it down and you don't, what am I supposed to do? Like, how am I supposed to feel?
Dave, you're right. He's right. Finally.
Clip this out, please.
Right,
Put this on social.
He's right, though. Like I look at all the best coaches, they would say that. Is Patrick Mahomes? No. Patrick Mahomes is getting treatment right now. He's working his tail off to get back for his teammates. He wants to play in this game, et cetera, et cetera. Not saying I'm not worried about that. I'm focused on the Bengals.
Yeesh.
And people already been talking about this might be the reason why. And you know what? I'm not mad at Lamar Jackson. I'm going to go ahead and say it right now.
Fair.
I love putting the team first, but when it's about my money and my cash and my family, I got to go first. Y'all didn't want to take care of me when I was being a nice guy. You want me to come to OTAs? I'll do that for the team, right? You want me at minicamp? I'll be there for the team. I work with my teammates. Now I can't get my contract. You don't want to start me off with negotiations with the Deshaun Watson type numbers or something close to that? You want to start me with Kyler Murray numbers? Nah, okay, bet. Oh, I got hurt. I'm actually hurt. It shows I'm hurt. The doctors said that. And you see it. I can't walk. I can't run. Yeah, bet. So now I'm not playing. And I won't practice. He didn't even step on the field yet. Yeah. Pay the man, or that's what you go through. You got to, listen, for a contract, you got to fight and claw for it. I've been there.
This is fascinating, Joy, for this reason. Lamar Jackson has a PCL injury. Dalton Schultz had a PCL injury. Cowboys tight end. He missed 2 games, if I am not mistaken. Ezekiel Elliott, Cowboys running back, had a PCL injury last year. He missed no games. New York Jets quarterback Zach Wilson had a PCL injury last year. He missed 4 games. Lamar Jackson is going on missing his 6th game. So either Lamar Jackson heals slower than all of those players, though he is more athletic than all of them. Either Lamar Jackson and the doctors grossly misdiagnosed how bad this injury was going to be. Because remember, they said it was a 1 to 2 week type of thing, and now we are on week 6. Or this is about the money. Those are truly the only 3 options. The diagnosis was grossly inaccurate, which doesn't happen that often by NFL medical professionals. But it can.
Okay.
Lamar Jackson heals slower than Zach Wilson, Dalton Schultz, and Ezekiel Elliott, or it's about the money. And if it ain't about the money.
Good song, yeah.
Joy, you saw the quote. What do you make of it quickly? John Harbaugh saying, look, I'm focused on the Bengals and not killing it.
I mean, initially, I would say this is a little bit of coach speak. Like, all right, what's the value of getting into this conversation when we have a playoff game this weekend? I'm kind of with Dave. It's not... If that's not what it is, it's very easy to say that's absolutely not the case.
That's all you got to do.
You don't even have to elaborate. You don't have to put all the whole extras and working his tail off and that's preposterous. Like, that's not the case. That's not the case. Don't ask about it again. We're focused on this weekend.
Sure.
That would fly.
Yeah, I think people would still feel some type of way about that, but it's better than what we...
Answer.
It's better than what we got.
That is an answer.
It's better
That's
than
not
what
the
we got,
case.
yeah.
Doesn't need to be expounded upon.
Sure.
Like, we don't have to put a bunch of flowers and extras on an answer.
Yeah.
And I'm with you, 2-5, though. I don't think Lamar Jackson, whether he's healthy or hurt, Lamar Jackson shouldn't play. Like, I'm with you wholeheartedly, even if Lamar Jackson is healthy right now. And I do believe, just based upon PCL injuries and the diagnosis of the Ravens, and Lamar Jackson being an absolute freakazoid, 10 times more athletic than I could ever dream of being, even if he is healthy, he shouldn't play right now. Because what do you have to gain versus what do you have to lose?
And my thing with Lamar is, like, he didn't try to do this. He didn't try to get hurt. He actually did the right thing. No player of the magnitude of Lamar Jackson will even go to camp without a new contract. But he decided to do that. You said, you know what? I'm going to be different. I'm going to be a true leader to not only to my teammates, the franchise, but to the community, to the city. And y'all still don't want to make it right. A guy like Patrick Mahomes, right? 2 MVPs. Now, one has a championship, right? But, you know, the other one is really, really good. He didn't have to do that. Josh Allen didn't have to do that. We're going to make it right. This is the contract. We're going to put this money aside, and we're going to negotiate it because we know you deserve it. Why my boy have to go through all this? Now I'm hurt. I didn't try to get hurt. Now I'm hurt. Now I'm hurt. I'm going to take my time and get healthy because y'all didn't want to pay me when I was healthy. So now that I'm hurt, I need to get my money.
I don't think he's healthy, though. Like, what is there to gain? What there's to gain is you could win playoff games and potentially get to a Super Bowl.
He probably a little bit healthier than not playing at all. Gain.
You're in the playoffs. Like, if you're playing to get into the playoffs and they're asking why you're back and it's still a regular season and there's a chance you won't go and all that, that's different. You're in the playoffs. You're in the dance.
Right.
Like, you have if you played a winnable game, like you say it all the time, don't take making it to the playoffs for granted. You don't get there every year.
But you
don't get these
also
opportunities every year of your life.
But you can't take that knee for granted either,
But
which is
that's
where
what
I think
I'm
Lamar
saying.
is.
I don't think he is 100% healthy.
Oh, of course, I'm thinking 100.
100% healthy, I believe he would be playing despite the contract situation.
Yeah.
Because there are things at stake even for Lamar and Lamar's future and Lamar's legacy. But if you're on the fence about it,
Right.
yeah, of course.
But I mean, like, healthy enough to even, like, to practice. 6 weeks?
Yeah.
Not on the field.
Walk through.
You can't even
do this? You can't do this.
Look, my close sources told me that he's not even going on the field. So Harbaugh's like, all right, look, you hurt. You that hurt? You can't even go on the field? So I think that's more like, yeah, y'all didn't take care of me when I was healthy, trying to do the right thing. So now I'm hurt, and I didn't try to get hurt. I'm actually physically hurt.
It's so fascinating. I cannot wait to watch this storyline unfold. But from John Harbaugh to Jim Harbaugh, would Harbaugh leave Michigan for the Denver Broncos? Russell Wilson coaching staff to search for other jobs without resistance. Y'all, this is baffling to me, and I cannot wait to hear each one of you all's opinions. This story is incredibly unique. I think that it is a bad look what Sean McVay is currently doing in Los Angeles. I get it. He won him a Super Bowl. Thank you for that. But he also threatened to leave last year, and as a result, they gave him a contract extension. Sean McVay, you're one of the greatest coaches of all time. You are paid to do a job. They are paying you to coach. But more than anything, relationships are remembered not by how you arrive, not by what you do, but more importantly, by how you leave. That's how relationships are remembered. Not by how you arrive, not even by what you do, but how did you exit? If you exit terribly, that's what we're going to talk about. Think about relationships that you all have had in your personal life. It's not about what endured. It's not even about how they showed up on the first date. How in the world did they leave your life if they left your life? Sean McVay, if you're going to leave the Rams, is this how you want to do it? Because what you are doing is hemorrhaging the franchise. Shady, what Sean McVay is saying is, all right, coaches, y'all go ahead and look for other opportunities.
Right.
His current OC went back to college. The Rams' current OC is the current offensive coordinator at the University of Kentucky, for context.
Okay.
So if Sean McVay leaves, whoever they hire as a new coach, whenever they get to hire him, because mind you, they'll be last in the hiring process since Sean McVay is currently there. Whenever the Rams get to hiring a new coach, the cupboard is completely empty. Like, he's not starting with the foundational piece of, okay, I might retain this OC, I might retain the DC, might retain the player personnel director. He's coming and having to hire brand new everything. I get what Sean McVay Joy has done was phenomenal. He brought him a Super Bowl from being irrelevant. But it's not about how he showed up, and it's not even about so much of what he did. Are you really going to exit like this? That, to me, is why I don't think it's a great look. But change my mind, break it down for me.
I don't think it's a bad look at all. Who are we to tell Sean McVay what to do with his young life?
Very
Coaching is stressful.
The most.
It's a lot of hours, a lot of time away from your family. And when you're losing, it is not very rewarding, even if you are being paid at a high level to do it. And hell yeah, they were going to give him a contract extension. I just won a Super Bowl. I ain't doing nothing until I get a contract extension. I don't know what you think this is.
Right.
Of course he's going to get a contract extension. And what would the Rams have to be mad about? They've been to 2 Super Bowls and won one in the time that he's been there.
Talk to him.
He's still a very young person. It feels weird to us because this is a career. And so to step away from something that is so hard to attain, being a head coach in the NFL and being a head coach at a high level, it feels weird. But Sean McVay can do whatever the hell he wants. You won a Super Bowl in LA, in your brand new stadium.
Right.
With Matthew Stafford, who we didn't know if was even good in his first year with another team. I don't have to explain myself to anyone. People's life circumstances change. He's married. Maybe he wants to start having a family and he wants to be around with them. Maybe he wants to get into TV. I don't know what he wants to do, but he doesn't owe the Rams anything. And uniquely, I think what he's doing with the coaching staff is actually smart. Who's to say the entire coaching staff is going to leave? They might not leave.
Yeah.
And giving them the option of looking for jobs now rather than waiting to see if they'll be retained by whoever comes in. Because as you know, anytime there is a coaching regime change, guys want to bring in their people. So most of these coaches, if they stayed, would likely get fired. It's not a standard thing to retain everyone when you come in anyway. So he's giving them the option of making that choice for themselves, which is something that never happens in the NFL.
But, Joy, you speak of this a lot. I know the one thing you're very sensitive to as it pertains to coaches is how they treat their staff.
Right.
When Sean McVay signs an extension, if you were on his staff, if you're the director of personnel, whatever you might be doing on that staff, you assume that he's going to be there for another 4 or 5 years. So what you're doing is you're moving your kids, you're moving your family, you're relocating, you might move your parents, you might move your in-laws to LA. because Sean McVay signed a deal saying he's going to be there.
Right.
So I don't know that I fully agree that Sean McVay doesn't owe anything to anyone. I do believe there are 20-plus coaches. I do believe there are players like Matthew Stafford who also signed an extension, Aaron Donald who also signed an extension. I do believe that within the confinements of those walls in that locker room that he actually does owe people something
No,
there.
let me be very clear to all of you. Y'all don't owe me nothing.